Etobicoke. It's a weird word. It's a weird spelling, and it is not pronounced Etobicoke. This is a large area west of Toronto. And today I'm going to tell you what I really think about Etobicoke. I'm Sandra Amato, and if this is your first time on this channel and you want to learn everything there is to learn about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play in Toronto, then make sure you tap the subscribe button and click the bell so you're notified every time we post a new video. And honestly, we get so many phone calls and emails and texts every single day from people moving here from across Canada or from somewhere else in the globe, or within the province or even across the city. And, we just love helping them. We love to talk about our city and we love to talk about real estate. So even if you're thinking about moving anywhere in Toronto and the GTA, make sure you give us a call, shoot us an email, or hit the Calendly link below to book an appointment. Days, nights, weekends, weekdays, we got your back when you're moving to Toronto. Now, let's explore Etobicoke's neighborhoods, shall we? Now, I can't cover them all, but if you have one in mind and you want to discuss, hit me up. So let's start in the south with MIMICO. So MIMICO offers a variety of older and newer homes. You see some infill projects there, which is when they tear down the house and they build a new one. You also see major renovations happening to these older homes. It's a lakeside community. There's the MIMICO GO station, which is the commuter train. That's very valuable information. You need to know what the GO station is if you're thinking about moving to Toronto. And the lot sizes there are often smaller, maybe 25 or 30 feet. Also in the south, but a little bit further east from MIMICO, you have Humber Bay Shores. Now, in recent years, they've been building many modern condos and they put businesses, including restaurants, at the bottom of those condos. And they, for the most part, are across the street from the lake. And along the lake, there's a beautiful path where you can ride your bike or push your stroller or go for a walk, and green grass areas and a beach area as well, a gorgeous bridge that is iconic. You'll recognize it. There are two condos that are actually lakefront, and they're a little bit older. That's Grand Harbor and Marina Del Rey. So you can check out those if you want to be right up against the water. Also, they've created a stunning park there with protected waterfowl area and a butterfly sanctuary. It's really it's a destination. You go there any time of day and there's people walking and enjoying the sights. You can see Toronto from across the lake. It's gorgeous and people love to use that lakefront area. Heading west again, you have Long Branch, and Long Branch offers a bunch of quaint cottages from days gone by, which are now houses. So they've either been torn down and built up, or they've been refurbished, renovated, or maybe a roof was ripped off and they built a two-story. There's quite a diversity in the styles and types of housing there. Gorgeous little lakefront charm kind of area. And it's very close to another park, Marie Curtis Park, which also has trails and waterfront access and a lot of stuff for the family to do. Alderwood is in that area and it's very popular with young families. You still have owners there who have lived there for decades and decades. Their children have long grown and left the roost, flown the coop, if you will, and now they're empty nesters living in, sometimes the smaller bungalows. And now you have the younger people moving in, starting families or raising their families there. There's schools, there's parks, access to the highway. There's bungalows, there's two-story homes, there's traditional homes as well as modern, cubist style homes. And the lot sizes are often wider. They're 50 feet sometimes bigger. Then we have the Queensway a little bit north, and that offers a mix of residential and commercial. So you'll see lots of businesses, Cineplex Odeon, lots and lots and lots of restaurants and other businesses along there, Costco, of course. And you'll have condominium buildings. You will have some older homes in there, townhomes. There is a loft, development of loft, warehouse looking lofts. Now you want to know what the difference between a soft loft and a hard loft are. So you're gonna have to check out my video on that. You know, great access to highways to get you east and west and north, and not too much further south because there's Lake Ontario. Vibrant atmosphere. It's close to a very large mall called Sherway Gardens. There's also condos built there at Sherway. And it's not too far really from Mississauga. I mean, it is quite a bit of a distance, but then you can get into Mississauga from there and to the hospital and all that sorts of good stuff. Islington City Center West. So you have really diverse architecture here and style of homes. You have an area where you're going to have the older post-war bungalows, and then beside it you'll have a big house that somebody's built. They've torn down the bungalow and they've built a beautiful home there, and they're raising their family there, or somebody built it to flip it and make a profit. But we need houses like that. And then you're going to have condos, mid-rise, and you're going to have townhomes. And as you drive down the street, you're going to run into some businesses like an auto body shop. So there's a real mix there, but it's a great place to live because you're at Bloor and Islington, and there's, you know, access to the subway and the GO train, and lots of shopping, great schools. Fairfield Park is there with a splash pad and lots of stuff to do for the kids. Then we come to the Kingsway, which is an upscale neighborhood, English Tudor homes that were built over 100 years ago. Many of them, many, if not all of them by now, have been renovated to offer the more modern accoutrement that we all want. You know, back in those days, they would build a tiny kitchen, which was really for the cook or the butler, and then they would dine in a formal dining room. Well, everybody wants a big open concept kitchen overlooking the family room or the great room. So a lot of these houses have had their whole floor plans changed over, and basements, some of them were used just to receive the coal or the oil for their heating system. And quite often, you know, years ago, you'd find a dirt floor there. So a lot of those have been dug down and turned into gorgeous recreation centers for the family, recreation rooms for the family. And, you know, when you dig down in a basement, you have to have the proper footings. It has to be done properly. And with building permits, you have gorgeous, mature trees. You don't necessarily have sidewalks all over the place. So that might be something to think about, but definitely worth seeing these gorgeous houses. Definitely worth seeing these houses. Great schools in the area. People want to get their kids in those schools, and you're close to the Bloor Street shops and restaurants, and of course not too far to get down to the QEW, which will take you to the 427 north, or you can continue east to the Gardner, or west on the QEW as far as you want to go. So then we have Humber Valley Village, which offers great schools again. Now these homes are custom designed, many of them. There's a real array of housing styles here. It's not like sometimes you go to an area and you have 400 homes built by the same developer, same builder, and there are, you know, 5 or 6 different styles with a variety of color schemes and stuff. And no, it's these houses look like they were built one at a time. And then of course the infill projects are coming with more newer homes, but you've got a combination of Cape Cod style houses and quaint little houses with the white picket fence. And then you have the brick mansions, and you have ranch style bungalows. It's really something to see there as well, and people are dying to get into that neighborhood. Mature trees again, it's a mature area, churches, parks, shopping, and people really want to live there. And then you go further west of there and you have Centennial Park. Centennial Park is a big park that has a football field, and they used to have a ski hill, but it's recently been changed for tobogganing. There's the Olympium right there, and they have 2 pools, Olympic-sized pool for competitive swimming, and then there's a warmer pool for recreational swimming. There are, other sports being carried out there. There's a golf course there, and tons to do in Centennial Park. West of that, you have Markland Woods. Now, this gives you a real suburban feel, sort of a 1960s feel, with well-maintained homes. Really, you can see the pride of ownership here. There's the Markland Woods Golf Course, Golf Club, a lot to offer in this area. You get larger homes, larger properties for a more affordable price, let's say. Similar to Markland Woods, you have Richmond Gardens, which is back east again, north of Eglinton, between Islington and Kipling. And you have a real variety of houses here because back then the builders weren't building 400 cookie cutter homes. So you've got back splits and side splits and 2 stories and ranch bungalows, and depending on the grading at the backyard, you have these, they look like small bungalows, and they've got massive basements and just gorgeous options for housing. Larger lots where quite often you see swimming pools. Princess Anne Manor is also a lovely area, and that's just south of Eglinton between Kipling and Islington. And these are large lots, 80 feet wide, some of them. A lot of swimming pools. There are schools in the area, mature trees. Most areas have sidewalks. It's close to St. George's Golf Club, which is world renowned and has hosted the Canadian Open many times. Beautiful residential area you have to check out. Up in the north, you have Rexdale, which offers a lot of the smaller 3-bedroom bungalows, which are great for downsizers or great for young families. Affordable pricing there, still close to everything, not too far from the airport, actually, and lots of businesses along Kipling and Rexdale, some condos built in the area over recent years, offering more affordable housing, close to the Woodbine racetrack and the casino, and that has been expanding, and it's great to see concerts coming there now, and it's really a vibrant area. What do I think about Etobicoke? Well, let me tell you, I was born and raised in Etobicoke, and I never left. Well, I left for a minute, let's say, and I came back. As they say, I like the salmon, I came back to spawn. That's where I live now. I love, love, love Etobicoke. West is best. No, I'm just kidding you. There are so many great neighborhoods in Toronto and the GTA. It can be difficult to choose from. So what we do when we speak to you is we ask you some very important questions, and we really listen to your answers because we want to know from you what's important to you, because everybody's different, right? So what's important to you, and then we will put all that information into our real estate data bank, which is called My Head, 26 years experience plus and counting. And we will find you some great options to choose from. When it comes down to choosing, you're going to be able to make an easy decision because you will be well informed. You just have to reach out to my real estate team. Check out the information below. And don't forget, there are some great dog parks in Etobicoke where you and your furry friend can have a great time. Colonel Sam Smith, the South Humber Park off-leash area, is located in South Humber Park, which is south of Lakeshore. There's a fenced off area for off-leash play for socialized dogs. And there's plenty of trails for on-leash walks. There's also a great place in the winter to skate on trails. It's super cool. Then there's the Sir Kazimir Gazowski Park. It's an off-leash area. It's fenced off, and you have beautiful lakefront views. We've got West Dean off-leash area. It's in West Dean Park. It's fenced off. There are lots of trails and green space for walking, for cycling. Check it out. And remember, when your dog is not in the fenced-in area, you have to have your dog on a leash. Then there's Marie Curtis. That has an off-leash area as well, and that is close to the waterfront. Then there's the South Kingsway Park off-leash area located in South Kingsway Park. There's a fenced off area for off-leash dogs. And there's grass there, grassy space for play. Then you've got the Humber Bay Park off-leash area, and that's within the Humber Bay Park West, which, by the way, has a great farmers market as well. Totally off topic, but I had to get it in there. And that has an off-leash section that is designated as well with views of the lake. So remember to follow the rules and regulations. Protect your pet. We want to see your pet live a long, healthy life. If there's anything you want to know about moving to Toronto or living in Toronto, or maybe you want an update on the Toronto real estate market, hit me up. The information's below. Hit my Calendly link. Let's have a conversation. I love to talk about my city and I love to talk about real estate. And guess what? Talk isn't cheap. Talk is free. I don't charge for that. See ya.